Hi, thank you so much for visiting my website. And today I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my work with eating disordered individuals. First of all, I've been working with eating disordered clients for 20 plus years right now. And this is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I certainly had my own struggles with body image and eating when I was a younger person. And so I can really identify with a lot of the struggles that my clients have. And I think that helps me to be more sensitive to what they're going through, but also more intuitive about some of the struggles that they might have to be kind of one step ahead of them. A lot of individuals will ask me, like, where do eating disorders come from? And one of the first things that I always encourage my clients to consider is their genetics. If you look at an individual's family lines, you will find that oftentimes there will be a history of eating disorders that have occurred in one's family. It may not be the exact same eating disorder that my client is presenting with. For example, my client might come in and they might be struggling with anorexia nervosa. But then when we look back in their history, we might find out that their mom is a compulsive overeater or a binge eater. Maybe the grandmother is a bulimic. So it doesn't have to be the exact same history, but there is this propensity to turn to food or lack thereof as a means of coping. So that's one factor that plays into eating disorders. Another factor that plays into it happens to be anxiety and depression. I would say 99.9% of my clients struggle with either anxiety or depression. So the eating disorder actually becomes a coping mechanism for dealing with those other concerns that the client is having. For example, if an individual is restricting, maybe they are feeling anxious about what's going on in their world and they don't feel like they have control over their academic performance or finances or something else that is just a struggle for them. So by restricting their food, they might feel like they're actually controlling something in their life. Maybe a binge eater will feel like they have to stuff their emotions and they're not really welcome to talk about their emotions. And so the food then becomes a metaphor for what they're doing with their feelings. So when I'm working with a client, one of the things that we're doing is we're trying to understand how is eating disorder serving that individual. And the more the individual starts to understand how the eating disorder has been of use to them, they can start to then replace the eating disorder with other healthier tools. A big concept that I talk about in my private practice with my clients is the concept of whack-a-mole. And it's this idea that you get one unhealthy behavior down, and then another unhealthy behavior will oftentimes rise up and try to take its place. And so, my goal when working with a client is not just to get rid of the current eating disordered behavior that they're showing, but it's also to make sure that no other unhealthy behaviors, such as substance abuse or self harm, promiscuity, or something of the like, shows up instead to take charge where the eating disorder left off. So that's just a little bit about how I see eating disorders, and hopefully that helps you to understand them a little bit better yourself. If you're interested in getting some assistance with eating disorders, I sure hope that you will give me a call. I would just love to meet you and tell you a little bit more about my practice. So nice talking to you. Have a wonderful and healthy day.